Hello everyone. So today I will go through application for study mates outside Canada. The form number is IMM1294. They released this last month, November 2003. So if you are trying to fill that form by yourself, so I can explain each and every detail of it. So please follow this video. That will surely help you.
Hey everyone. Uh, so this is the new application for study permit made outside of Canada form. They released this form in November this year, 2023, and the form number is IMM1294. So today I will go through all the information that you normally fill in when you are making the application for study permit, right? So we will start from the first option that says I want service in. You need to pick the communication language. So I'll select with English. And then the next is the personal details, where it is asking like your family name and then your given name. So the trick here is, or the tip here is, open your passport and see what is mentioned there. So just follow your passport because the passport will have your given name and also the family name information, and then you can just copy paste. So let me just fill out this information. And then I'm just assuming this information. Then it says, have you ever used any other name? If you have been, then you need to fill out this information. If it is not, then you can simply click as no. So as soon as you click on no, the information boxes are now disabled. You are not able to write anything. And then you need to choose your sex and male, female, unknown, and another gender. So I'll go with male, and then you can input your date of birth, and I'm just making this one for sake of this video. And then what is your place of birth? You can mention your city name, and then if the country is, you can just pick any country name. So I'm just picking here Canada for now. And then if you are a citizen of a different country, so let's say if I'm say choose Canada here, so you can just pick the country name, and then it is asking what is your current country or territory of residence. So you need to put, so let's say if I mention here that currently I'm living in United Arab Emirates. So I'll select here, and then what is my status over there, or the applicant status. Let's say I'm saying that I'm a worker there, right? And then I will need to provide the dates from when to when I was a worker or I am a worker. So if you are still working there, so just pick the start date and the end date will be today's date whenever you are picking this information. And then you need to provide, okay, so the- okay, so we need to enter a date here, the from and to, and then previous country or territories of residence. So in the past 5 years, if you have lived in any other country or territory other than your country of citizenship or your country of residence for more than 6 months, then you need to provide that information. So if it is not, then you can simply click on no, and then the next uh, columns or fields will be disabled. And then it is asking country or territory where applying. So same as current country or territory of residence, I would say yes. And then you don't need to provide that information. But if your uh, current country is different, then you need to provide that information. The question number 10 is related to your marital status, and it has all these fields available. So let's go with single for a student for now. And then the next section is a personal details section. Okay, so we are on the personal details section. It is asking, have you previously been married or in a common law relationship? If it is yes, just make it yes, and then you need to provide your common law partner or spouse information. If it is not, just click on no. And then the next one is the language. So native language or mother tongue. So you can select whatever your the language is. So, are you able to communicate in English or French? So, if you can speak both language, just click both. If you are not able to speak any language, English or French, then you can choose neither. But I'm going with English. And then, have you taken a test from designated testing agency to assess your proficiency in English or French? If you have already taken the test, then click yes. If it is you have not taken the test, then click on no. So click on yes. And then they are asking the passport information. So just put your passport number here and then the country of your passport, right? So you can pick like the country and then the issue date when this was issued to you. So let's we go with this. And then you need to provide your passport expiry date. For this trip, will you use this passport issued by Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Taiwan that includes your personal identification number? You need to provide the appropriate answer, but this is disabled because this is not applicable on this country. So it is only applicable when you select a country, Taiwan or Israel country. The next is national identity document. If you have another document, then you need to provide that information. If you don't have, then click on no. Then if you have the USPR card, then you can provide that information. If you don't have, then select as no. The next section is a contact information, and this is very important in section because if you are applying online, then all the communication you will receive is through CRCC account, and but the email will come into your mail email box. So just provide the correct email information, but also you need to provide a mailing address regardless. So you need to provide your mailing address and what mailing address you want to provide in this application. Okay, so let's select a mailing address here, and then you need to provide the postal code. And then you need to provide the residential address. If it is same as your mailing address, just click on yes, and then the next information is disabled because the address is already provided. The next information is you need to provide your telephone number if you have, and alternate telephone number, and the fax information. If you don't have, then you don't need to provide, but these are not mandatory fields. But if you have, then you should provide it. And again, the email address is very important because this is the one that will where you will receive all the communication if you're applying online. Okay, so the next section is details of intended study in Canada. Okay, so this section details of intended study in Canada. You need to provide where you have already received the acceptance letter, the name of school. So let's say we provide University of Toronto, And then what will be your level of study if you are coming for an undergraduate program or graduate program. Just choose one field, and then what is your field of study. So, and then where that school is located. So it is in Ontario. What city? You need to provide pick the city name. So that is based on the province. So, and then the address information. You can just copy paste from your application, from your acceptance letter. This one is important because this is why they have revised this form. They make this information mandatory. You need to provide designated learning institution number. So remember that whatever institute you use, that should be registered and should have this DLI number. So you need to provide the DLI number here. And then if there's any student ID available, you can mention the student ID available. And then the expectation of your course, if it is starting from January, just put the date and then for how many years or months that course is. So I'm just selecting this for 2 years. Then this is again very important information. How much it would be your tuition cost. So let's say I'm saying 15,000 is my tuition cost, and room and board around 3,000 for a year, and there 2,000 for miscellaneous expenses. So putting everything together, it says like around 20,000 is what my annual cost will be during my study over there. And then you need to provide how much funds are available for your stay in Canada. So since this is 20,000 you need, and then you need to provide how much if you are coming in a scholarship. So provide the scholarship amount and whatever amounts is available with you. So I'm just making this assumption that it says that you have 30,000 available for this program, but this is just a rough estimate, right? The number would be actual, whatever you have um, for your studies. So, and then the next one is who will be paid these expenses? Yourself, your parents, or others. So I will select like my parents. Okay. So next section is education. Okay, so the next section is education. You need to provide your previous education information. Have you had any post-secondary education, including university, college, or apprenticeship training? You need to provide the information. If yes, then from which year you have been studying. Just provide what was your course of study, and then what was the school name, and when did you complete that course. So you need to provide that information. Okay, so just put that information like what is your completed education. Okay. And then the next one is very important, employment. If you are a student, then you just need to mention here a student, because if you have been working somewhere, then you need to provide your employment history or last 10 years information. So if you're a student, just put your student and then give 10 years date. Okay, and then you can mention just student and my school name was. So whatever the name was, you can just mention here, and then the city and country information for your school. So remember, you need to provide last 10 years information. Okay, so next is background information. Okay, so another important section, background information. You must complete this section if you are 18 years of age or older. So first is within the past 2 years, have you or a family member ever had tuberculosis of the lungs or been in close contact with a person with tuberculosis? So remember, this is very important. If you have this disease, then you need to click yes. If it is not, then click on no. And then, do you have any physical or mental disorder that would require social and or health services other than medical during a stay in Canada? So just provide the correct information. Okay. If you say yes, then you need to provide further information here. And the next one is, have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status, attended school without authorization, or worked without authorization in Canada? Just put the honest answer. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit, denied entry, or ordered to leave Canada or any other country or territory? If you have got a refusal, then you need to click yes, and then you need to provide a reason. What was the reason of your refusal? Okay, so be honest and must provide this information. Otherwise, uh, they can refuse your application and they will call it misrepresentation, and that is a serious crime. They can ban you for 5 years or more to enter into Canada. Okay, so be honest with all of these questions. So, have you previously applied to enter mean in Canada? Just provide the honest answer. And that section three, question three is, have you ever committed, been arrested for, or been charged with or convicted of any criminal offense in any country or territory? Just choose your answer here. And then, did you serve in a military or civil defense unit, or serve in a security organization or police force, including non-obligatory national service, reserves, or volunteer units? So just provide your answer here. Are you or have you ever been a member or associated with any political party or other group or organization which has engaged in or advanced violence as a mean to achieving a political or religious objective, or which has been associated with criminal activity at any time? Just provide your honest answer. Have you ever witnessed or participated in the ill treatment of prisoners or civilians, looting or desecration of religious building? Just provide your answer. So once you provide all your answers truthfully, then the next section is the signature, and this is the last section. But before your signature, it asks that if you provide a consent that CICC can contact you or receive your information, or they can send you any material of information. So if you want, then click yes. If you don't want, then just select as no. And then the very last thing before validate is you need to provide your signature. So just put your name, okay, the full name, whatever your name is. I'm just typing this randomly, and then put the date. Okay, so once you do all this, remember, cross check all the information before you validate this form. Okay, because when you click on this validate, because some of the information is missing in my form, that's why I'm not clicking on validate. But when you click on validate, you will see that this form will create a barcode, right? And then you need to print that application. Okay, so click on validate, and then it will create a barcode, and this will also give you the error if you have missing any information. Like, I did not put designated learning institution number, which was a mandatory field. That's why it is giving me an error. Once I put this information, I click on validate, it will create the uh, the form number, the barcode number, which is very important. Okay, so I hope this information will help you to fill out this information by your own, and good luck for your next venture. Thank you.